So normally what we do is we bring our guests inside of this room. I get on Epidemic Sound. Shout out to Epidemic Sound. I'm still waiting on that sponsorship. Still waiting on the email. We're speaking into existence. So we get on there and we just kind of sort of go through a couple of tracks and see if we can find some to vibe to. Once we find some to vibe to, we kind of sort of start the introduction and go ahead and bring in the podcast.
She don't sing on the track.
Well, I might, but I ain't gonna try to.
Let's see.
You could though.
I'm gonna start on this home page. Hopefully, see they got trash on the home page. There's always trash on the home page.
It's got to be trash though.
You hear?
We were vibing.
No, I don't want to hear nobody rapping. I want to hear instrumental. So let me go to genres. Y'all doing the most.
What
You do the most when you are the most.
I hear that shit.
Be the mostest.
Period. Period.
What is going on? I see we're going to have to go to the trap again, bro. I just want some solid, like... Let's go here. Let's see what happens with this. My camera still in focus? Cool. Nah, this ain't gonna work. No.
What it do? What you mean, podcast? Hey. Work.
Load it up.
Look at
Load it up. Load it up, cuz.
Pew, pew.
Pew. Pew, pew.
I might be able to slide with this
Pew,
one.
pew.
We gotta put a camera inside of the engineering room, bro. Season 2. We taking phone calls. We reading confessions.
They get
We going live on Instagram,
All right.
Facebook, YouTube, whole nine.
Do it big.
Okay. I can vibe with this one. Chicky, check.
Are you a rapper now?
Nah, hell no, I ain't a rapper.
Is that your rapper?
What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, LaCheston, man, and welcome back to another episode of the What You Mean podcast. I am your host, LaCheston.
And I'm your co-host, Kim.
And y'all already know what's going on for the month of May, man. We have dedicated our Mother Day. Excuse me, I'm jacking that all up. We have actually dedicated the month of May to a series of mothers. So yeah, we know Mother's Day's already passed, but we are still celebrating our moms the entire month of May. So you're still gonna get a hot episode on this podcast, on this platform, on the YouTube channel every Sunday of the month of May. And what we did was, man, Kim actually reached out to somebody dope right here in the city of Birmingham. They got a lot going on, so she definitely defines the term of mompreneur. So I'm about to turn the tables over to her and let her introduce herself and let her tell y'all who she is and what she do. You got the floor, mama.
Hey, what it do? I'm just playing. Hey, girl. Hey. Thank you so much, Kim, for having me on the podcast today. I am Precious Sanders. I am a mom, a multiple business owner, and an entrepreneur. So, hey, I got all hats.
That's what's up,
She
man.
is that girl.
I got the fedoras.
Okay. Hello. All of them. In every color.
I got the ball caps. You
Baby.
name it.
And she wears it.
That's
well.
what's up.
Okay.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I'm looking forward to getting into the nitty gritty and
Yeah.
allowing for you to tell us more about yourself and more along the lines of, what you're doing in terms of business in the city as an entrepreneur here in Birmingham.
Okay. So, mainly, my main bread and butter is I'm a makeup artist, just like my girl Kim.
Oh, you're an MUA?
I am an MUA.
So that's why you came in here
Listen,
slayed.
beat down. Y'all ain't gonna catch me slipping. What?
Period.
That's what's
No,
up.
we don't do that around here. We look a little basic while we working, but when it's time to pull it together, makeup artists know what to do.
Well, it looks awesome. I definitely commended you when you walked through the door, and I was like, yeah, you came in slayed, didn't
I was
it?
ready. I ain't know what we was doing. I'm be talking, but you gonna see me. You know, I had to be prepared.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Because, we got to put out a memo in season 2 letting these women know that come onto the platform that we film and we also take pictures, you know what I'm saying?
So they can be ready.
Yeah, I've been getting some blues about not putting that disclaimer out there.
Let the ladies know. You know women like to be prepared. We need the details.
Look, man.
Type it out. Put
It
it
ain't
in
my
the
fault if you want to come here with your bun on your ugly.
Well, listen, that needs to be a that was perfect. That needs to be a requirement. Bunnies are not
Thank you.
are not available for anything outside of the bed.
So tell me, of course,
Yeah.
you are, Kim told me about bringing you to the platform.
Yeah,
and
for
she
sure.
shared your social media stuff with me, and I was like, yeah, she dope.
Thank
Let's
you.
go ahead and get that emotion. So, with her knowing you, you know what I'm saying? I'm new to the party. So
I got you.
Just like I don't really know who you are, some of the listeners probably are not going to know who you are. So I want you to just take a moment and just tell us who you are.
All right. Well, like I said, my 9 to 5 is makeup, but I also have a studio that I lease out for intimate events and for photography, which is an incredible story about that. But we could probably get into that a little later. Okay. It really just started out, I just feel like in my life right now that being a makeup artist is the start, but there's so many other things that I get to do. So along with having a studio, I started a clothing line, leisure line called Do It Fat. I know it sounds real crazy, but there's a message behind that as well. So everything that I have going on, everything that I put my hands in is a reflection of things that I'm passionate about. Passionate about beauty, passionate about fashion, passionate about creatives. Creatives needing a creative space to be their weird selves.
Right.
And a place for people who have intimate events, not these big events. It's just, I'm big about family and intimacy. So I get to host that and create an atmosphere for people to come in and do whatever they need to do. That's me. I'm just a black girl out here trying to make a difference, make people feel hopeful, make people feel inspired by what I have, what I do. What I do is just to get the message out. It's just say that God can use anybody.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And he's using her, honey.
Who?
Listen,
Who?
he's using her.
It's uncomfortable too.
No.
And I'm not just saying that because I know her.
Yeah.
I'm saying because I've seen it firsthand. Like my girl here, she's the bomb. Period.
That's what's up, man.
Appreciate that.
Mompreneur in this thing
Mompreneur.
with multiple ventures.
Yeah, and it's my kids. I really did do it. I do it for my kids. And I know a lot of people say that, but I feel like one of my greatest jobs is to, raise my kids, but to teach my kids how to think. I feel like if I can teach my kids how to have strong minds, they can accomplish anything. They can, whatever they decide to do with their life, they have a strong mind to make the decisions that they need to make. But that starts with me. I have to have a strong mind.
Right.
I have to make sure that I'm very sure of who I am and what it is that I'm created to do so that I can teach them to do the same. So it's just a flow.
So how many little humans?
I got 2.
2 little humans.
2, yes. My little girl, she'll be 5 this coming Friday. Oh my God. And my son, he'll be 10 in November. So they both share the same birthday date, which is 13. So lucky 13, my 2 13s. But yeah, 5 years apart. I got 2 of them.
That's what's up. Are you done?
You know what? If I can be honest, I'm not married, so I'm a little open to having maybe one more.
Gotcha.
I ain't gonna take it off the table, but if this is what God got me right now, I'm good.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So tell me about Do It Fat.
Okay, so Do It Fat.
Yeah, I
Do
wanna hear
It
about
Fat is a brand that I started. It's a brand with a message, and I'll give the backstory. So basically, me and my ex, we went through a lot of breakups, but this one particular
They're
breakup.
the best relationships.
No. They are. I would say this: they're the best to teach you.
Okay.
They're the best to teach you some lessons, but it's a lot of heartbreak and a lot of pain that comes with that.
Facts.
A lot, life changing, life altering.
You know what? I'm gonna say this, and I don't want to interrupt your story.
Come on.
The crazy thing about that though, those are the people that we become the most comfortable with.
Those are the people.
And I'm not saying it because it's something good or something bad, but those become the people that we're most comfortable with. It's almost
sure.
like we're in the Garden of Eden with them, like with no
For sure.
clothes on. Like
For
they
sure.
know exactly who we
For
are,
sure.
how we move,
For sure.
what ticks us, what tax us, whatever the case may be. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I just, what you're saying, and I don't mean this in a bad way.
Yeah.
I hope that whatever it was that transpired that caused for y'all to kind of sort of go ahead and just finally say we need to part ways, that maybe at some point in time there's a person that still holds a place in your heart that you're able to reconvene and push past that, because that getting to know phase process that you have to go through with people, man, is once we start getting up in age, we get tired of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean about that comfort level that we would have with people. But go ahead with your do a fact.
Yeah, because we're going to have to go. That's a lot.
We'll bring you back. We got season 2 coming. We'll get you.
Yeah, just
a caveat.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes into that. But with this relationship, we went through a breakup. And so one thing about him was he liked long hair. And I would wear my hair long just because that was something that he liked. So when we broke up, women, we go through it. We're like, no, I want to take my control back. I want to do what I want to do. And what I wanted to do was wear short hair. And I mean, cut it all off.
Wow.
But I was afraid to do it because I said, you know what, my face too fat. I ain't going to look cute with short hair. And then I was like, you know what, F this. I'm finna do it fat. And when I decided to do that, I decided to record myself, record the process of me doing it. And as I was speaking, things just started coming out. So fat for me is that one thing that I feel like holds me back from doing what it is that I really want to do. It's my insecurity. It's my shortcoming that I used to feel like was holding me back. And for other people, it may be not having enough money, being broke, being a single mom. It's that one thing that you feel like holds you up from pursuing all of your dreams. It's that little thing that hangs in the back of your mind that keeps you from doing what it is that you really want to do. So I say, you know what? I'm going to do it fat. And I'm going to put this message out here so people can find their do it fat and do it too. I eventually ended up cutting all my hair off. I was cute. Baby, I was rocking it blonde and short and everything. But more than anything, it made me feel confident and be able to make decisions for myself, because I was really consumed in my relationship. Like, my dude was everything for me.
Right.
And taking my power back was something big. And because of that, because I made the choice to do it anyway, I opened up so many doors for myself. I didn't have all these studios when I was doing it. I didn't have the confidence to do it.
Right.
I didn't have the mindset to just stick to something that it is that I really want to do. Not because somebody else says it's cool, but because I think it is. I think that's what our entrepreneurship is. It's just an idea.
Right.
It's an idea that you push, that you are passionate about, and you make other people believe that what you have is what they need.
Right.
And so that's what mine is. I'm just putting a little positive work. So yours could be, do it like a photographer. I don't know your story because I'm just not being you as well. But whatever it is that we feel like is holding us back, we just do it anyway. We all have it.
I can appreciate that.
I like this. Come on, special effects.
Yeah, he getting better and better. We had to have a conversation with him because he was smashing them buttons a little bit too much, and I'm like,
get excited back
what
there,
you got going on? But yeah, mine is
Finger
Safari.
happy.
So
Safari.
I definitely have a do it, but it's
There
Safari.
we go.
You know what I'm saying?
There we
So
go. Everybody has.
I got
one.
some stuff that I'm breeding, like you said, just
Yeah.
an ideology from me. For a belief system for me that I feel like is definitely a message that could definitely transpire and inspire other people to take that initial step that they need to take into doing whatever they want to do. But I can appreciate that.
For
everything
sure.
that you just said, I can appreciate
For
that.
sure.
I do not want to talk over you the entire time. You're gonna have to learn how to start butting yourself in or something. Because I'm telling you, I'm about to roll into my next question. I'm real like I'm ready to roll into my next question.
I know this story, child, so you go right ahead.
I feel you, but you still the co-host on the platform, so you still got to interact with not only her, but you got to interact with your listeners as well. Because there's people that listen to the podcast because you're on the podcast.
Carry on.
Here we go with the BS.
No, that's you. Stop.
Guns blazing.
Here we go. Man, I'm just
Loaded.
saying, man.
Loaded. It's all good though, because I know she gonna chime in when it's time. She gonna chime in.
I talk so much on our platform.
I'm glad you know
you.
me, sis.
I know you, sis. I got you.
I be talking a lot.
I got you.
So I've actually see what I'm talking about. We don't get into it in a minute.
It's okay.
It's about 120 seconds from going live on air.
It's
And
okay.
you gonna hear beep 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 beep, and it, she gonna be mad,
It's so
and then the
funny.
whole narrative gonna change in the whole studio.
Funny. Y'all funny for real.
Bruh, I'm telling the truth.
I believe it though.
I know you know.
I believe that
I know you
co-worker
know.
quarrel that be going on. Y'all funny.
So I've actually shot in your studio before.
Oh snap! Come on, Precious Studio.
I
Hey.
actually called. I don't know if it was you, if I wasn't assisting handling your bookings, or if I would, but it was something going on, and I needed your spot, and it wasn't available when I needed. And it was some last minute, and I be hating them clients to be doing that last minute stuff. Matter of fact, I know what it was. It was the girl who we went down to did the birthday stuff that came from Huntsville. The girl that I told you started calling about the piano and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, she that I called Precious about getting her spot for her because it made sense to do that type of shoot that she was wanting inside of there. But I shot I think her name is Trish or something like that. It's a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
And he recommended me. They were dating. He was like, "Hey, you need a photographer." My homeboy do photography, and that's how I ended up in there. But I tell you what though, when I went in that studio and I had to take all that stuff with them stairs, Lord have mercy. When I left about it, I said, "Don't ever book me to come over here again."
Don't stay
I'm talking about literally, like I'm like, "Hey, cuz I need some help. Somebody got to come help me, bro. Like grab the wagon in the back."
They do have the wagons. Most
Yeah.
photographers have wagons, and they have to assist them carry one as they carry it up. Yeah,
It's
you
all
know,
good.
you get a little workout when you come to the
Baby,
studio.
I was tired.
I know you was, but you
I
won't find no
love-
character.
Listen,
There you go.
It's the natural light for me.
There you go. There
It's a
you
natural
go.
light.
There you go. There you go.
Even though I'm a 9 times out of 10 overpower the light because I'm an off camera shooter that just I like to control the light. But in terms of creating that's the type of shooter you are. You're definitely gonna get that ambiance inside of your place. Like I love your spot. I love the
I
chandelier.
appreciate it. I know too. Ain't it sexy?
Yeah, I
It's
love
so
the chandelier.
sexy. I know, and we got ginger in there. We got a burnt orange couch now. It's real cute. So, yeah, it's a diamond in the rough. I found that space on Craigslist.
For real?
I found it on
did?
Craigslist, yes, and it's so crazy, like because I was working at. Matter of fact, my story is I started off in front of a vending machine in a nail shop. I got a picture. It's a nail shop off of Lum Avenue. I think Fantastic Nails. That's where I started off as.
Okay.
I went from Fantastic Nails to I started in my folks' house because my folks was not supportive of me being a makeup artist at first. I had a child. I had my son at the end of my senior year. And they was like, "Yo, you need to figure out something because you need to take care of this baby." And I'm like, "But all I want to do right now is makeup." So
Senior year of
college.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I graduated from college, I didn't even get to walk because I had my son. But anyway, so after I had him, that following year is when I got my first paid gig. This was back in 2013. I got my first paid gig as a makeup artist, and that's when I knew that's really what I wanted to do. And so I would be gone like all day on a Saturday, and my mom was like, "You got a baby, get your butt home. You ain't making no money for real." But I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna fix you." So I started bringing everybody to my folks' house. And so I was working out of my parents' house from the dining room table, and I was charging like $25 a face. Then I left from there and I started working in a nail shop. And then after I left the nail shop, I had eventually moved out of my parents' house into an apartment. And I built my first little vanity in my apartment. And I would work out of there until I got a house. And so I had made a room in my house and started working in the house. But because I was a single mom, I was like, I don't like having strangers coming in and out of my house. Like I
Facts.
was meeting these people for the first time at my front door. And I'm like, "Y'all come on in and use my bathroom." All that kind of, it was just, it was the worst. So I just remember being so frustrated because I had just had my daughter by this time, and I'm like, "God, this would be so much easier if I just had a space of my own." And God told me so clearly, "You don't have the space because you stopped looking." I said, "Oh, well, let me go look." So I would drive around in the area that I wanted to be downtown. I would look for signs and stuff that may be up that said for lease, and I would write them down. I would contact everybody, and then I just started Googling. So I got on Craigslist too, and it was this space. It looked like a fashion space. Like it had a coat rack with all these clothes and furs, and the chandelier was in it. And I was like, this ain't real. But I reached out, and when I reached out, I did the tour, and it was mine. And it just started out as a makeup studio. It was I just wanted a cool place to do makeup.
Right.
And so after working in there for about maybe a year or two, I had people say, "You could do some photo shoots in here. Let me come in here and take pictures." And then I had one friend he was looking for a place to have his birthday party. And he was like, yo, can I use your spot? And I was like, sure, I don't care, because it was, you know, it was nice enough to host a bunch of people, but I wasn't really thinking that it could become something until I put the word out there. And when I put the word out there saying, hey, y'all want to come take some pictures, or you want to come have an event or something here, it took off. It took off, and then God just started expanding it from there.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah, it just... Craigslist.
I'm still stuck that you find your spot on
Craigslist. And what happened used to be like one of the top boudoir photographers in Birmingham. So it was already a photography studio before I got it. And I was just using it
white
for
guy?
makeup. But white lady, she does boudoir.
Got you.
And it was perfect for that. Like, you know how the space was set up. So we just pushed that. I wasn't trying to, you know, compete with anybody. I just wanted to give somebody a different option for what it is to have. I'm a shabby chic girl. And I'm like, well, maybe there's some more people who think like me. So that's what it is.
I mean, I think you're dope with everything you're saying or have said at this point.
Thank
because
you.
I share a lot of common ground with you. Like, you know, I used to have my photography studio inside of my apartment when I first started out.
Nice.
Like, I literally tore down my dining room
Oh,
table,
wow, yeah.
took it apart, put it inside of one of my closets, and that became my space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I got into a relationship, and I had a stepchild. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I was just like you. I didn't want that traffic in and out of my house because now I'm the man that I need to provide a sense of security for, you know, my situation.
Yeah.
And I was looking for a space. Actually found a space actually cheaper than this space.
Really?
Directly across the street from my apartment complex that I stay in right now.
Oh, nice.
And I told the lady, I said, hey, you know, give me a week or so and I'll get back with you. And she was like, it's not going nowhere. Just let us know. Just let us know. I was like, all right, cool. And then I did like you. I kind of I stopped. I got busy with everything else and stopped worrying about that. And then I ended up giving a crap load of money to somebody else to utilize their space to do studio shoots. And then when I tapped back into what I wanted, what my dream and my vision was, actually a Hoover police officer that's really good friends with me called. He said, hey, go over there and look in Bluff Park.
Nice.
They're building up a new grocery store over there, so it's a whole bunch of little open spots. I went over there. They just had a non-compete clause.
Okay.
And they already had a photography studio there, so I couldn't go.
Okay.
So I was on my way home, leaving Bluff Park, turned down this road right here, and then I seen this place.
Nice.
And then I was looking, I was like, okay. I walked up to it, I started looking through the windows, seen the number, called the guy. He says, hey, if you see a gray Explorer out there, you can actually go in and see it, which is the lady that you see me go next door and hug her neck. That's my baby. I love them to death.
Nice.
All right, I called her. She was like, yeah, I'll be over there in a second. Came right out, opened it up. I looked at it. I said, I think I can make it work.
There we
you know
go.
What I'm saying?
There
and
we go.
From there, it was just about getting a dope MUA. You know, like that was the vital part of me, like signing my lease was, you know what I'm saying? I had to have somebody in here to make it be what I wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? So from there, it's just been, like you said, like just trying to turn it into really what I wanted to be. You know, Jay's came in. He's really had his foot on my neck about different things that he think I should do to just kind of sort of market and advertise, because a lot of people don't know that we're here and what we do in here. You know what I'm saying? He was like, bro, you're killing yourself. Like, I need you to get these pictures and get them to me, whatever the case may be. So everything that you're saying, bro, is just, I can really appreciate everything that you're sharing with us right now.
For sure.
So what kind of mom are you? Like, are you the helicopter mom? Like,
what's a helicopter mom?
You know the helicopter mom. Like, they don't let their children go nowhere, do nothing without them.
No. Am I a helicopter? I don't think so. I don't think so. To be honest, I actually really like my freedom. I love my kids, but sometimes I forget that I'm a mom because I'm still like in this hustle grind mode, and I don't feel like my life is really settled to I just can't be just a mom. Like, that's just not me. And so my kids, like, I'm a cool mom.
Right.
Like, I'm a cool mom. Like, we have a really good time, but I'm also kind of strict too. Gotcha. Not in like they can't do stuff, but like it's weird because the way I structure them is so they don't stress me out.
Gotcha.
Like real talk.
Understood.
The tightness, the rules, it is for them and their benefit, but at the same time, it's just really for me. I be thinking 10 steps ahead. Like if I let them eat this candy and they be hyper by 6 o'clock, I'm gonna be pissed off by 6:15, and I'm gonna cut that bedtime down from 8:30 today. So we just not even gonna do the candy right now. We gonna wait till tomorrow, and I'm gonna let them get a little bit earlier so that by 8:30 they'll be ready to go to bed.
But baby girl is her own character.
Oh my
though.
God,
Like,
yes. My daughter needs a show by
she really
herself.
does.
What's her name?
She
Her
does.
name's Nova.
She's so
Nova.
funny.
She is.
Like Nova from Queen Sugar.
I guess I didn't even know about this show when I named her.
Really?
No, like the crazy thing is my kids, like it's a whole story behind that. I'm a single mom. I never planned on being a single mom. I never wanted to be a single mom. And so having kids, when I first found out I was pregnant about both of them, I really wasn't excited. I was more so like, dang. Especially with my second one, I was like, dang, not again. But God came to me. God came to me literally when I took my pregnancy test. I was maybe about 4 weeks pregnant. And I remember just sitting there like, why did you do this to me? All that kind of stuff. And God told me that my daughter would be a star. He told me that I would have a girl and that my daughter would be a star. And so I named her Nova to confirm what he told me, but I also waited until she was born just to say, okay, if I know that this was God, I need to know. So I'm gonna wait till I have her to know her gender, just so I can know that this is what God told me, and he just come and go on his promise. And I had her, and she has literally been a star since she was born. Like the other day, she's in pre-K right now, so she'll be starting kindergarten. The other day I went and picked him up early, and it wasn't even her class. This is a class that's next to hers. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to put her in the car, and this kindergarten class coming out the door. My daughter literally just like here, hey guys, because they were waving at her first. They was like, bye Nova, is that your mom? Hey Nova's mom. But literally, it's like 20 kids, one by one. I said, hey Nova, you got a lot of friends. She said, I know. This girl's just now about to be 5. Like, homegirl is fire. Even today, when I was getting beat down to come here, she was like, oh my God, Mommy, can I do makeup? And I'm like, you don't do makeup. She got her own vanity. I said, you do your makeup at your space. She took all my makeup. She took a foundation. And she said, I don't think this is my color. I said, well, we don't know until you put it on. So go on and put it on. Honey, that thing was the color is white on my shirt. It was so light, but she was so happy. I allow her to be creative like that. Right. I don't try to force her to do makeup a certain way, even though it does frustrate me sometimes when she puts lipstick on her forehead. But I allow her to be her creative self because it's just who she is. I couldn't hide her personality if I tried. It don't matter if we in a store, if we're just in a car and she just waving at somebody in the window, people are drawn to her. Right. When we go to baseball games with my son, she collects kids. They come back and they get the snacks. They be like, Mommy, I got a friend here. She wants some snacks that's in the bag. I said, I didn't bring these for your friend. I brought them for you. Stop sharing all the snacks. But it's just who she is.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
That's such a good heart.
She is. And my son too. Like my son, I didn't have that instant connection with my son as I did with my daughter. And that was a process for me. But my son, he's been pure throughout this entire parenting experience for the both of us. He is literally like the best protector for my daughter that I can. He is so in tune with her that he just makes sure she's always straight. But that for me is him trying to help me too. Like he be like, no, Mommy, I got her. And I didn't want to put that pressure on him, but he wants it. Like that's just what he wants to do. And sometimes I'd be like, can you just be a brother? You ain't gotta be a daddy. Right. Just be a brother. That's how we are. But that's how he is. He's super athletic. I mean, he will outrun anybody. Any sport he touch, he got it. Like that's my dude. So I got a really dope athlete and a drama queen. That's what's up, man. And somewhere I'm in the middle.
So I know you spoke about, just being a overall, single parent. Definitely wasn't never a plan.
Nah.
So here on the What You Mean podcast, we like to have fun, good time. We joke. We have our drink, take our shots and stuff like that, and all that other good stuff. But we definitely try to readjust ourselves in the necessary moments as well. Mm-hmm. So with you sharing it with us about, not really planning out to be a single mom, like, Mother's Day did just pass, but like I told you, we're celebrating our moms with our platform for the whole month of May. what would be something inspirational? Like you've already shared with us, like what do it fat is, and which I feel like that's an inspiration in itself.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like if you had to address, like if there was one person, one single mom listening to this podcast right now that you had the ability and the ear of, the mind of, and just like she heard you share some stuff like, dang, she going through that too, or she did this too, like what would be something that you would share with that single mom to just inspire her to be like, sis, it's gonna be okay to keep going right now?
Yeah, I mean, I could share a lot, but one of the main things I think that has helped me is to really realize that kids, and we hear it all the time, but kids are a gift, and I think it's not so much as important that I had my children, like that they came from me, but more so of God wanting my children to be born. He could have chose any mom for them. We see that now because kids are adopted or in foster care and stuff like that. He could have chose anybody. But the way that I had to see it, even when I didn't want it, just to be honest, even when I didn't want to be that single mom, I had to realize this is a gift from God. And I can show God how much I love him by how I raise my children.
Absolutely.
So I ask, when I hear single moms, so as a matter of fact, I had a single mom in my studio, I want to say Saturday. Okay. And so Mother's Day was coming up. This was her first time. She's newly pregnant. She didn't want to be single. Her and the father and I together. And she wasn't excited about it. And I remember how I felt when I was pregnant. My pregnancies really changed my life because it's hard to carry, because I grew up in the church too, it's hard to carry both guilt and a gift. It's hard to say, every child is a blessing, but you should feel guilty for getting pregnant outside of marriage. It's hard to do that. So you have to refocus yourself, counsel out the outside noise, stop comparing, stop wishing you had the picture perfect thing that we see on social media of having that perfect relationship with your partner. Nobody wants to raise a child alone. We don't do it. No. But if God gave you that child in the circumstances that you have them, you have everything that you need to raise that child and for you to still be at peace and fulfill your life. A lot of times we get mad because we think that having these children will prohibit us from becoming who it is that we're supposed to be. But that's not the case. My son is about to be 10 years old, and I've done more in these past 10 years than I've done in my entire life because I had that child, because I have that gift, and because I know I'm called to do something that's more important than me. I am called to pass on everything that I know to them so they can see life differently. I didn't go through this by myself for nothing. So every single mom, if you're going through it, if you're struggling with it, don't fight it. Ride the waves of whatever situation comes. Pray about it. Seek God first. But you are more than equipped to handle whatever it is that you got going on with you and your babies. You are more than equipped to be a single mother. You are more than equipped to still succeed in life and to be amazing and to do everything it is that you need to do. It's gonna happen. It has no choice. We don't have if God has called you to do something, you can't cancel yourself out. Nope. You can't cancel yourself out of what it is that he's trying to do in your life. It's gonna get done because you were created for a purpose, just like these children are. These children are given to us because they have a purpose, and it's up to us to do the best that we can to raise them the best that we can. And I feel like too, when it comes to single moms, we try to fall into that stereotype. Oh, well, child, I'm by myself. Oh, well, honey, it's hard out here. We lean into that stereotype, and I hate to say it, but almost as an excuse. As if we know what's in us is not greater than that feeling of feeling like we can't do it alone. It is. We wouldn't be able to do it if we had them. It's not possible. I don't believe that. But it is a personal choice to be a better person for yourself so that you can do it for your kids.
Whew.
That was
A word.
I can run, because this has been my life. This has been a fight for me. This has been a mental battle for me. So when we were talking about the relationships, yes, my children's father is the person that I was with for over 18 years. Jesus. And it didn't work out. It didn't work out. And that was hard because how you get comfortable. This person knows you in and out. And to have children with them, Y'all still not together. Y'all making this, whatever your situationship work. So you find the emotional battles dealing with him. And you got your own stuff going on. And you got mommy, mommy, mommy. People screaming. You get so consumed by all of that you feel like it's too much for you. But when we start loving ourselves, that's in relationships or not. When we put all that time and energy for ourselves, the love that we feel in ourselves overflows into every single part of our lives, and how we raise our kids, how we deal with our ghetto baby daddies, how we deal with all these emotions that we have just as women. It starts with us. So stay to every single mom, tap into you. Tap into what makes you you. And that will help lighten that burden that we feel when it comes to raising these children alone. But I always feel like, too, we're never alone.
Right.
We're never alone. Right. I used to hear single moms like, yeah, I ain't got no mama or no daddy. But some kind of way the neighbor about watching the baby. Like, you got a village. You know what I'm saying? Like, people make it. Nobody is really ever alone. Some good Samaritan along your journey helping you out. We are never really alone. Ever.
Nope.
Even if I have to just raise up a homeless man to come and bless you, he'll do it.
You know what? And a lot of people, I used to tell a lot of people, dog, like, you know, when it came to the whole church stuff, like, I believe wholeheartedly, like, God blesses us through people. That's how he does it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, angels in disguise or other people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I commend you again on what you just shared with us, because I was raised by a single mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I take my hat off to that lady. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because, you know, we talk about money and we talk about relationships, idea people we want to be with, doing this, doing that, and third, bro. But I look at a woman that, you know what I'm saying, with a little bit of assistance from the government, you know what I'm saying? She still raised 3 kids on, you know, like $22,000 a year.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, bro, 20 G's a year, bro. I'm burning that in a month and a half.
Listen.
Like,
blink, you walk outside.
like
$1,000.
like literally, how are you?
Exactly.
How are you doing it? You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I don't know if their podcast officially got off the ground, but there's a young lady by the name of Dawn Levant.
Okay.
Dawn Levant is a dynamic scientist. She's extremely smart. Her father taught me at Troy University.
Okay.
And I'm don't quote me to this if anybody's hearing this and know them, because I can't remember right now at the top of my head. I know he passed away, and I think he passed away from a contamination of water. You know what I'm saying? So his daughter took it upon herself to actually develop a system that Amazon and Google back.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For people to basically test the water they're drinking in their perspective, wherever they live at, in their neighborhoods, or wherever the case may be.
Yeah.
I got the opportunity to film their first podcast they done.
Nice.
It's a place called Rice in Atlanta.
Okay.
A lot of black entrepreneurs that are getting ready to like really take off. That's like their last stop. They on third base headed home when they go into that building, because that means that they have a meeting to finally get real sponsorship, real money behind them, or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
And one of the things that the founder, he was on that podcast that day, this is what he said. He was just talking about women in general. He was talking about how strong women are, what they bring to the table, the value that they bring to the table, and what they do. And I never forget hearing that brother say, how do moms raise kids making $20,000 a year, and the kid finna get ready to go to college? You know what I'm saying? That's something phenomenal in itself about women that can do that. You see what I'm saying? So to hear you speak the way you're speaking about, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna turn up, but my kid's gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And as far as their mental go, it seems like you're positioning yourself to make sure that their mental is in the right place.
For sure.
Because you're ensuring that your spiritual and your mental is in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, they always tell us that kids pick up on stuff that we think they don't.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? There's been many a times that I've known that my mom was sad, and I would cry in place of her crying. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew how she felt.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So kids like real deal. Like
They do.
They pick up on stuff, man. So I'm at a buffer spot on the fence right here because I'm trying to figure out what to say next to you because you actually just share like some extremely dope stuff that I know that if somebody takes out the time to listen to this podcast, they're gonna be like, dang, okay, who sis is? I need to go holler at her.
Precious.
She just said she's single.
I'm single. Listen, but I ain't ready to mingle. No, this my quiet season right now. But
you're planning.
Listen.
We talked about this. You're planning.
We have. So I mean, I hit on my relationship about it, lasting for over 18 years, but it took me a long time to realize the pattern that I created in that relationship of me going back. And so everything that I've experienced, and you talked about, me making sure that my kids are strong mentally. There's so much going on in the world right now. There's so much that we are exposed to that, like I was watching a TikTok video and it was like, we got the birds and the bees and the bees, the birds and the birds that don't know they bees, the bees that don't know they birds. It's just so much going on right now. But it's the truth. It's the truth. It really is. And so because I used to wonder like, what if, if my kids decide to go down that path, because it's just a real conversation. I had a friend who was gay, and I was like, well, it's just being honest. Like, what if my kids choose to do that? What am I supposed to do? It was like, you don't raise your kids to be not gay. That's not what you don't raise your kids to be that. You raise your kids to have a strong mind so that whatever lifestyle that they choose, they are able to handle what comes with that lifestyle. And I think that's something that I kind of wasn't taught, mainly not necessarily with being gay or straight, but with relationships. And so that has been my biggest hang up. And that's because I'm doing so much work in that area, I can't help but to try to pour it onto my kids and to try to teach my kids, like, I can handle you in every area, but this area right here I'm struggling with, so as I learn, I'm gonna teach you too, so that when you get up, you ain't gonna struggle like I did mentally. Right. Like, no, you ain't finna be dealing with, no, never mind.
Well, the crazy thing is, we had another mom sitting here and said that that's something that she really doesn't want to have to tackle or kind of sort of deal with, but like you said, it's the reality of what.
It's the reality
because like
of it.
we grew up. When I grew up, I grew up I was being taught that boy like girl, girl like boy, boy girl get married, boy girl after get married, having babies, White House, picket fence. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Now, you know what I'm saying? But that's definitely not how it is in this day and age. And then we had another mom that sit right where he was, and she was like, that's like her biggest fear right now. Not so much as the gay thing or anything like that, but just where our kids will be when they get to be adults. With considering where our livelihood is right now at this moment and where it came from. Like, because, I'm an 80s baby, you know what I'm saying? So when I grew up, the only thing I was worried about was getting out in the street, throwing a football, going to football practice, writing notes, and hey, will you be my girlfriend? Yes, no, maybe, circle.
Yes, no, maybe,
you know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like, I'm a DM, I'm gonna send you a TikTok, I'm gonna make you a TikTok. Like, look at the prom proposals. Like,
it's the most.
It went from asking, hey, you want to go to the prom with me to I'm gonna go get somebody. I'm gonna go get Anthony Hamilton to come sing at the school and ask you to the prom for me. Like.
Yes, it's true. It really is true, though. But I think we can't control that. I had to learn that because I used to get caught up in that. Like, I was very strict on my son. Like I said, it took me a minute to kind of really nurture that relationship, but I was so tough on my son because it's almost like I didn't want to fall into the stereotype of being a single mom. I wanted him to be exceptional. I wanted, like, if I'm gonna be a single mom, I'm gonna be the best single mom. Like, my kids gonna go to the best schools. They're gonna be, athletic. They're gonna be so talented. They're gonna be so this. They're gonna be all that. And what I realized is that my kids are already uniquely themselves, and I just need to nurture who they already are, expose them to what it is that they're trying to be exposed exposed to. But I cannot control what path they decide to go on as they get older. I can only do the best that I can now with exposing them and teaching them. Like, I talk to my kids. Like, my kids, they know when I force them to, I ain't gonna say force them. I encourage them to really, even if they don't even know, they just pay attention to their feelings. I talk to my son like, hey, why are you crying? Like, tell me why you did this. What's your thought process? How did we get here? Because I'm big on getting to the root of everything, digging things up from the root and building it from there. So I can't control what my kids are doing, but I'm doing the groundwork now, as influential as I can, to be towards them and do the best. That's all we can do. And I do that by working on me. I do that by making sure I'm straight, making sure that I'm operating in the highest level of freedom, peace, joy, whatever it is, so that I can fully be me, and that just overflows into them. I can only be an example for them. I don't want my kids to say, oh, mama always working, mama ain't got time for me, mama is, because that's what that single mom statistic kind of fall in. She never got time for the kids. And I feel like, yes, that it is hard, and yes, you got to do what it is that you got to do, but you sometimes got to figure out what's a different way to do it. Like, you can't just settle like this is how it's done and it's got to be done this way. No, you got to figure out a way of how to do it so that they know how to do stuff when it's time to pivot in life. That's just what it is. So to that mom that's fearful, or the mom that's okay, like, just focus on making sure you straight mentally, making sure you ain't battling with that fear, because you can project that to your kids. I don't want you to be gay so much that I'm gonna make sure, no, we don't talk, you don't wear no dress, boy, you don't look at girl shows, you don't do this. We're projecting it on them. We're opening up to something that they didn't even see. My son liked to watch Jessie. Hey, Jessie, like, why you watch this show with this lead?
I don't even know what that is.
It's something on Disney Channel. He liked to watch that and Race. But even before, he would watch like this show called Shimmer and Shine. But what I didn't realize, it was a girl show, but he liked the music to it, because we a musical family. So that's what drawed him to it. So just learning how to kind of steer that curiosity in a healthy way, so that we don't, project those fears on our children.
So essentially, at the end of the day, the old raising system does not work today.
I won't say that,
because I wasn't allowed to do the playing with the dolls, and I wasn't allowed to do that. And I don't think the way that I was raised made me think or want to do anything and go in any other direction. You know what I'm saying? And I was raised in the church. I've been extremely involved, like firsthand, for real in church. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just never something that really crossed my mind. And I think I got exposed to it when I finally found out that I had aunts and uncles that, you know what I'm saying, were were gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we would always wonder why we can't go stay with this aunt or this uncle. And then once we got older, we found out why. You know what I'm saying? But when I found out why, it didn't make me love them or not want to be around them no less, no more, nothing like that. Because at the end of the day, I'm the type of person that it don't matter. You're right. You can't project stuff on people and expect for them to do it. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you can do is exactly what you said. Try your best to do what you know is right.
That's it.
And it's kind of sort of like when people ask me about preachers that they know be doing crazy stuff. How can they get up in the pulpit and preach? I said, because they know they're wrong, and they know that they have to deal with that. But their responsibility is to preach the unadulterated truth.
There you go.
Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? So,
with
like,
no repentance.
Exactly, at the end of the day. So, Precious, you've been awesome, sis.
Listen, whatever you got. We can do this all day.
I see. We're gonna slot you to bring you on back in season 2, man, and we can get more in depth, especially with somebody talking about they've been in an 18-year, relationship that went up and down. Like, I think the women would definitely want to hear, what I'm saying, some ups and some downs of that. So, I'll probably bring you back, and it'll just be me and you.
Sound good.
It'll just be me and you in an after-hour session, or whatever the case may be, so that we can get to the nitty-gritty and have us a couple of drinks and talk.
We don't need it for that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We don't need it for that.
But first, again, I want to say happy belated Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Keep shining, keep doing your thing. Thank you so much for coming to the platform. One of the things I want you to do before we get up out of here, of course, they've already told you where your camera was, and I know you've already dropped some dope gems on the night. I just want you to give like 3 inspirational things to other mothers, to other queens out there, and then at the conclusion of that, I want you to tell the people who you are one more time. Tell them where they can find your clothing line. Tell them where they can find your studio. Plug in your social media and just tell them where they can find you at and vibe with you if that's something they want to do.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep it simple since I've dropped so much. I just say the Bible calls us to do 3 things: love God, love people, and just love yourself. When you focus on you, when you put all that time and energy from you, the beauty flows into everything that you do, into your kids, into your life. It starts with you. So do your thing, beautiful. Love on yourself on a higher level, and you're going to be all right. And y'all can find me on Instagram. I am .Precious Sanders. All my businesses are in the bio. My studio, Do It Fat. You'll find the links to all of that. And, you know, I like to have a good time. So if you're looking for a laugh, honey, click that follow button.
That's what it is. You got any closing remarks, Queen?
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank
Like,
you.
You know me. You know me.
I do, and that's why I've been so quiet.
Yeah.
You definitely.
Because
She been quiet, but she know.
I know her story. I know what she's been through.
Yeah.
I see her, and I value you in our friendship just
Likewise.
so much. You know, like you are such a light. You are such a light, and you literally embody your name.
Oh,
Like to the fullest, you know. So
I
just
appreciate it.
to know you is a joy, and I just cannot wait to see other things that God has for
Ooh,
you.
girl, me too.
That's what it is, man. So y'all already know, man, if you are listening right now in your AirPods or you are listening at your desk at work, man, make sure you hit the follow, the like, and the subscribe button, man. We need that support, man. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, make sure you hit that comment button. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you leave us a comment, man. And as you know, you guys know that we have the website up and running now, so go and check that out. And Precious has been dope today. She's just in some gems, so make sure to go raid her Instagram, man. Run them likes up for her,
Run
man.
Run it up.
And if you're a dope photographer in the city like me, she definitely has a spot that has an ambiance that cannot be compared to anything else. So all of that information will be down below in the description, man. And until next time, man, y'all already know we love y'all, man. Thanks so much for the support, man. Y'all stay steady, stay good, man. Don't do nothing crazy. And until next time, y'all already know what it is. Peace.